Yeah, so they had broke through my window and all this stuff, but when I came home, because they took my paintball gun before she, you know, she did this dumb shit and got us evicted. And I came, what did I do? I came through the window because I was looking for my Warhammer figurines because they were important to me, you know, but I didn't realize I was creating idols. I had no idea. Nobody had taught me about this shit. Those things are basically graven images like idols. And so that's another sin I was doing, you know, and didn't know. I used to paint them and build them and play games. I didn't worship or anything. I just really liked the way they looked. They looked really cool, as you could tell from the art. And I had all the money in the world to buy them, so I mean, I would buy them and usually win and stuff. I used to use the Chaos Army, actually. Isn't that funny? No. It was what's the Chaos? It was some really OP ass part of the old school army. I'm pretty sure it was those the Minotaur type army. I forget what I think they were with the Chaos though. They were really fucking strong. I just didn't care what I wasn't into God or anything, so I just did whatever was powerful. And of course, they made the evil shit powerful. And so I used to win with that shit, and then, but I was going in there to get my Warhammer stuff. And I saw, when I jumped through the window, my hand came down because I was young and didn't think ahead of time ever, like almost ever. When I was young, I just didn't, you know how it is when you're young, you're just not really conscious like that. Unless you have a good teacher. I didn't have a good teacher. I was just like without any guidance. So I jumped through the window to try and get these things, and my hand came down because I didn't think about it. I didn't plan ahead of time about the glass, and my hand hit it, and the glass went straight into my hand. And I could show you, I could show it to you, but like, let me show you. You see this? That's where it stabbed me, right there. And then this one too. You see how big those stabs are compared to my hand? Yeah. So I was lucky I didn't die. I basically did die though. Like I was bleeding real bad, and what I did was because I was bleeding real bad, I still looked for the Warhammers. I was so crazy, bro. I knew I was in trouble, though. I knew I was in real fucking trouble. I knew that much. Because the water was coming out like a fountain, bro. It was coming out like a fountain, boy. And I could see the bone in my hand to a degree. And I could see the bubbles in my hand. There was like all these bubbles in my hand and shit. And I was just like, looking for the Warhammer. You know what I did to survive? There was a sock on the ground. Thank God. They took almost everything. But there was a sock on the ground, and I took the sock, thank God, and wrapped my hand with it. Otherwise, I don't think I would have survived. Even though I died that day, I came back. You know what I mean? But if you die like really, really bad, I don't know if you could come back. Like, but I managed. I was like, fuck, and then I ended up just going out the front door and leaving all this blood everywhere. I know they had to have been like shocked. Whoever came in that house after me. And they had to have been. And to see all that blood, I know I left a lot of blood in there looking for that shit. I gave up after like a few minutes. Like I didn't waste too much time. But in reality, I should have just left like immediately, you know. And then I started to walk up to my brother's friend Namit's house, the guy that looks like The Rock. And believe it or not, his dad was on America's Most Wanted, bro. Like, this is the kind of crazy niggas my brother hangs around, bro. But Namit was so fucking cool, and his dad never did nothing bad to us. He was cool as shit too. But this nigga was on America's Most Wanted for some reason, bro. For real, this nigga was really on America's Most Wanted. I lived kind of a crazy life, bro. Especially when I was younger. I've kind of calmed down, believe it or not, even though I'm God now. Believe it or not. Because I didn't smoke, and I didn't do all that kind of stuff for the most part, so I was on that kind of crazy path. But it was all colliding. The worlds were colliding because now I was smoking, you see? And that's where things started going downhill because my brother brought that into my life, you see? And, that's why I blame myself about it. And then I'm going to admit another sin to you. This is one of my biggest sins ever. We had guinea pigs. And one of them bit me. It bit me real good. And I was bleeding. And this is the kind of little kid I was, bro. This is the kind of little kid I was. I took that guinea pig because I was mad as shit he bit me. Not thinking about it as an animal, not thinking about none of that. I put his ass in the microwave. Yeah. I put the fucking guinea pig in the microwave. Watched his ass fucking wiggle around, flip upside down. Did just enough that he didn't die. Like maybe I don't know, 5-10 seconds or something. More like 5 seconds. Oh, I was crazy as a kid, bro. That's why I'm named Emmanuel, because I had to stop being like learn not to be a dumbass. You know what I mean? I was... That's not even it. Like, I was doing other stupid shit at that time, too. Like, sexual immorality started to come in my life because I was looking at this woman on the TV. You know how at the TV they do all the sexual shit? And I saw this woman put her legs around someone's neck. And I don't know why that shit turned me on, like the way she did that shit. And she had these thick thighs and shit. And she looked good, too. I think it was in one of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. The bitch put her legs around his neck. And I was a perv, bro. I was like, I wasn't a perv before that, but that shit made me a perv, And so I don't know, I started to have sexual immorality because of that. That was when it started. So after that, that's when I started to learn how to, what do you call it, flapping or whatever that's the first time I actually tried to do that. I don't know why. Like my balls had barely fallen. I'm like barely developed. And then nothing even came out when I did it. But I did kind of come to a climax or whatever I think I did. But it was totally different. Nothing came out. It was weird. Totally different from when you're fully developed. But I had already started to think like that. And because I had touched some boobs and stuff with some of the girls I knew. I had touched some of their boobs and stuff. And I was so immature back then. If I liked a woman, I was kind of like how these people are today. Even some of them even like this as adults. It's sad. I had an excuse. I was like, 13 years old. I was just finally getting to that age. Obviously I outgrew this shit, but I went through that phase. Awkward as shit, bro. This is one of the first times I ever admitted this shit. On camera at least, and I think I told people about the guinea pig thing before, though. I didn't bring up the morality thing. And it was a vibrator, too, like I would use. I didn't even, flap. I would use this vibrator thing, and it would make me feel good down there or whatever, right? Because my mom had all these different things in the house. And she was a masseuse. And so she had this little vibrator thing, and I used it down there. And she has some fake boobs too. She has some fake boobs because my mom has small breasts. She had a nice lower body or whatever. I couldn't help but notice because one day I came in the house and I came into her room and she was like, just sitting there, So I noticed it or whatever. And I ain't never think of her like that or anything. But I did notice that she had these fake boobs, and I was like wondering what they would feel like, so I touched them. Not her while she had them on, obviously. It was like these things that she would put under her shirt. So I was like wondering what they were, like how they felt. Because I was just getting curious about women, you know what I mean? And it's almost like I wish I had never learned about women for real. My life would have been better. It's kind of like the Bible says. I was just made myself so weak, man. Before that I was so fucking... Like it made me weaker, I could tell. And it stunted my development. That and smoking. Smoking and that were bad choices while I was a kid. Maybe they helped me in the long run in some way, but I think if I could go back, I would never do either one until I'm fully developed. Because of that, I don't think I have a full beard because of that. Because weed stunts your growth. You know, I was already big at that age. I probably would have been like, probably 6'7", 6'5" or something, or 6'3" at least. I would at least got another inch. Because I started smoking right when I hit puberty. The worst possible fucking time. The worst fucking possible time. And I didn't find it on my own. My shitty brother brought it into my life. He was such a bad influence, bro. Such a goddamn bad influence. I wouldn't be surprised if that was why I started looking at women differently. I don't remember which happened first. I think I was already doing that before he brought weed into my life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure, though. It was about the same time. So that's why I say I was bringing sin into the equation, you see? And that fucked everything up, man. Fucked it all up. Everything changed, bro. That's why I got headbutted, all that shit. Because I wasn't in my natural state. I was in this other state. And God was trying to teach me not to be vain. I used to be very vain. I'm just being honest with y'all. Most of y'all will never admit any of this shit. I know y'all went through your weird phase and they're probably worse than mine. But, let's say, I don't even remember what the hell I was going to talk about. But anyway, so the fucked up thing about the guinea pigs is I think they poisoned us, bro. Radiation, when you cook food, like, this is how bad a microwave is, bro. This is how fucking bad a microwave is. And when you microwave your food, you're doing this to yourself. Remember this. Remember this. Don't microwave your fucking food. Oh my God, don't microwave your fucking food, for the love of God. You're ingesting radiation. You're ingesting radiation when you eat that shit. You know how I know? You know how I fucking know? It's contagious. This shit's contagious. Just like when you get radiation exposure, they want you to wash your clothes so it doesn't spread. It's the same thing when you're microwave food, bro. But you're fucking eating it. Like, I know first fucking hand, bro. You know why? When I put that guinea pig in the microwave and then I took it out and it was alive. There was another guinea pig. I called him, I think the other one was named Jordan, or I don't know which one was named Jordan. I don't remember. One was named Jordan, one was named something else. And both of them died. I didn't put the other one in the microwave. So the other one caused some kind of radiation from the other one that I put in the microwave. And they both fucking died. So you better not fucking microwave your goddamn food, bro. On God. And like a dumbass, that's how dumb I was as a little kid. I didn't even understand that. I didn't understand that until I was much older. And I was like, oh my God. Radiation is... Those fucking microwaves is killing us, bro. Like... We're not a guinea pig, so we survive it, but that shit is killing us. And I feel like it may be even spread to my family to some degree, you know? Because they're probably handling the guinea pigs and shit. And me too. Like, I remember one time I tell her about this story, I was crying my ass off, bro. I was thinking about how my family could have died because of that shit. Like, I was so devastated. When you're young, you just don't think about shit, bro. Like, I know, man. I was that person, bro. It's easy nowadays to say something different because everything's on the goddamn internet. And the internet teaches you to think. And when I was growing up, there was none of that shit, bro. It was just the TV. That's it. Imagine just the YouTube, you know? That's it. You know what I mean? I didn't have nobody tell me not to beat off. I didn't hear nobody telling me weed is bad for you. I didn't have nobody tell me nothing. I had to figure it out the hard goddamn way. You know? This young generation got it easy as shit. Everything's on the goddamn internet. Every fucking thing. Y'all young generation, y'all got so fucking easy, bro. And that's why all them are into fitness and shit. I only got into fitness luckily because my brother and the Nami guy. But without that, I didn't know to work out as a kid. That didn't happen until I was like in my later teens, like 14, 15. Saw my brother and them getting fit, and I started wanting to learn some shit too. And you know, because they bring you up the way they bring you up. They tell you it's genetics. No, genetics has nothing to do with anything. If you do not work out, if you do not fucking work out, you're gonna look like shit. You're gonna look like fucking shit. You're gonna think you're shit. You're gonna think you have bad genes. But if you work out, especially the right way, you'll get in great shape. And then these guys that look like superheroes and shit, like the people that can lift 1,000 pounds, they're not natural. They're using steroids. There ain't no way in hell that's natural. No way in fucking hell. That's another thing that I had to learn. You young guys get to see all that right away. So you don't have these illusions like I had when I was growing up, and ignorance and shit. Like, I'm telling you, the internet has made a big difference, but a lot of you people is like it still didn't make no difference for a lot of y'all. I've noticed. It's sad. It's sad to watch. Maybe you have to get to a certain point to even understand to look for shit on the internet. I mean, the way the internet's set up, a lot of stuff, I mean, the internet's set up in a way that you're gonna find this shit naturally. Like, especially this kind of exercise stuff. A lot of this basic stuff, you're gonna learn it naturally. It's so popular right now. Like, everybody wants to be fit, everybody wants to do this, but they're not really even trying to be fit. A lot of these guys are using drugs and shit to get these super good physiques. And then they're not even doing it to be fit. They're doing it for clicks. They're doing it for attention. I didn't do it. I mean, I did it to look good. And I don't know. I don't even remember why I did it, to be honest. I just wanted to look good, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't for social media. I bet if it wasn't no social media, a lot of these niggas would not be exercising, bro. They would not be exercising, bro. There wasn't no social media. These niggas back in my day, these niggas would not even touch the weight in their life, bro. Luckily, I had that much of a good influence on my brother. And my brother was still a good guy at that time to a degree. So when, I forgot to tell you what happened. Like, when I, like, what was it? Like, when I stabbed my hand, I was on my way back over to my friend Nama's house where my brother was. And I didn't know they were there, but that's the only house I knew to go to that was close. They were literally just 1 block from my house. I didn't know we were going to end up living there. That's where we ended up living, because my mom had spent all her money just doing crack and shit, like, just ruined our fucking lives, basically. Ruined my childhood. Piece of shit mother, I ain't gonna lie, straight up. Honest to God. Then she would leave us there, and she didn't even tell me when I got home, like, at all, that this is gonna happen. Oh, I could have saved my stuff. I could have took it out of that house and still had the shit. Like, instead, she just let it happen. Like, she had no concept of value of the stuff she had in that house or anything. Like, so I was on my way over there. This is another time I realized they've been after me my whole life. They've been after me my whole life. From the guy shooting me with the paintball gun with the shit calibrated all the way up, and the guy that headbutted me instead of trying to turn away, instead of committed to the headbutt, trying to get me as much as they could while I was a little kid and I ain't know nothing, you know? And they was trying hard, bro. They was trying every way they could. From that window that conveniently caught my hand. It's not coincidence, bro. Like, I was supposed to die that day. You know why? Because halfway to Nama's house, I laid down. Because I obviously running out of blood, right? And there was this ice cream truck. An ice cream truck drove right fucking by me, man, while I'm laying on the ground. He saw me and just kept driving. The ice cream man saw me bleeding to death on the ground and kept driving. And you wonder why I got trust issues. This nigga literally saw me dying and just drove off. What the fuck am I supposed to think after that? Am I supposed to have confidence, you people, after that? You know what that did to me? Subliminally. And you know what I did? I was like, okay, I'll save myself. Just got up because I was a tank, man. I've been a unit since day one. I'm a fucking unit, man. An absolute goddamn unit. Like, I'm the ultimate fucking piece of, like the ultimate piece, man. Like, on that chessboard, I'm the ultimate piece. The ultimate unit, man. The ultimate Warhammer unit, if you want to call it that. So I just got up like a tanker, bro. Like, didn't matter that I was out of blood. I just got up for some fucking reason. So I knew what it would be if I stood there. Wasn't gonna get better. So I was like, okay, I caught my breath. I'm gonna go over here. Got all the way to the house. And my brother, when he saw me, he was like, he thought a dog had bit me. And he went out looking to beat up the dog, man. Instead of staying with me, my brother, he ran out going to look to beat up a dog. That's the kind of brother I had. That's why I liked him, man. I used to admire my brother, dude. I really did, man. I used to really admire my brother, man, when he was younger. Before he became my enemy. Later in life. And I still cry tears about my brother, man, here and there, you know. It's been some very serious times. I've had some serious tears with my brother. Because me and him been through a lot together, man. Me and him went through a lot together. And it's funny how my mom only spoils him. Like, she act like I ain't went through nothing. She act like I went through nothing, bro. I'm like, she always spoiled my brother because he had been in that house with my abusive dad a little bit longer than me. And the truth was, my brother was the reason we got beat a lot of the times, because he would do dumb shit my dad would tell him not to do. Like this one time, this nigga, there was this poison, like some kind of insect poison out in the front yard. And this nigga was playing around with it. It was Halloween. I'll never forget this day. My dad came out. He was mad as shit. Like, why wouldn't he be? You know, he had a real reason that time. And he was like, what the fuck are you doing, blah, blah, blah. And he disciplined him a little bit. And then my mom, she was there. And she was sick and tired of it, bro. She was sick and fucking tired of it. But she acting like my brother didn't do something to warrant it. My brother would always do dumb shit. And then my dad would come to me like he's gonna get me for it, right? When we were little kids. And I was snitch. I was a snitch, bro. I wasn't gonna take no beating for that nigga, bro. He used to do dumb shit all the fucking time, bro. He was dumb. Smart in school, but dumb in wisdom. I knew not to fucking piss the old nigga off, man. Right? I'm a little fucking kid. What am I gonna do, right? I knew not to fucking piss off adults and shit. I was a little fucking kid. And this nigga, my mom picked up a 2x4, because this is how my mom used to be. This is the real Sarah Connor. My mom used to be the real Sarah Connor. She used to be badass. My mom really used to be badass, and that's why I used to fight for her. Like, this bitch, I ain't even finished telling you the fight with that one guy. She picked up the 2x4 and hit my dad over the head with it. And my dad's kind of different, man. He ain't no weakling, bro. He ain't going down easily. So she hit him with that 2x4. This nigga ate that shit like a motherfucker. He just ate it. That shit like cut his head wide open, but he ate it. And he came after her, boy. He came after her, man. He broke something on her. I don't remember what. He hit her, broke something. I mean, but she asked for it. She hit with a goddamn 2x4. What the fuck? My mom was so stupid sometimes, but my mom used to be pretty badass, man. I used to respect her. Not because of that, but that's just, my mom was pretty badass back in the day. And she showed me love and stuff, whatever, even though she always favored my brother. They gave him this like, I don't know, like this Persian rug and shit, all this fancy stuff or whatever, like silk clothing and shit. Like she always favored my brother, like, because her and my brother looked like my mother and my brother were similar looking. Like, they both a little lighter complected. I'm a little darker. And they both have green eyes, and their eyes change colors and stuff. And I don't know, it's just more similar. Like, and she spoiled them too damn much, man. and that's why I think he ended up going weird. But yeah, I don't know. My mom just used to be a good person. I don't know how to explain it. I remember I saw her in a dream after the world had got blown up in this one reality, and I was with Paul Begley, and they had turned me into this robot. Went from one world to this robot suit. I was back in my high school. This High Point place. It was represented at the top of the wave, because I was on this roller coaster, and then I was at the top of the roller coaster, and as I came back down, that's when the fire and stuff started manifesting as purple plasma, and it blew up that world, I guess. And then I ended up in that world. There's a lot more to that story. Like, it was like 5 dreams all going from one to another. And then I ended up at High Point, my old high school. I was in the auditorium, and this man, Paul Begley, he was there. And before I knew he played basketball or he was a coach, I saw him there, and he was he'd basically be a coach. That's where the coach would sit at, in this part of the auditorium. But the auditorium was really also the gym at our school. And they call it High Point because it's the highest point in our area. And it was just God showing me, because I had gone to the top of the wave of that point on the roller coaster. As I came back down, it was manifesting like a standing wave in between the two crests. I mean, the bottom of the crest, and the two troughs, or whatever you want to call it, that go back up. And this woman had a dream about it too. Like, she saw this guy go on a type of roller coaster thing. This woman named Nani, and I kept trying to tell her she was talking about me. I literally had the dream about it and shit, and she just wouldn't get it. None of these niggas do, and that's why their channels end up going nowhere. And it just pisses me off to watch people just, God witnesses to them for me, and they just don't get it when I come to them, because they're expecting something else, you know? It doesn't matter that God literally said what I, basically witness for me. They just don't care. They don't give a fuck what God says. They got their own they got their own mentality about what God is. And that's the problem. These people, God literally tells them themselves, and then they twist it. That's the fucked up thing about these people, bro. Like, they literally twist God's words, bro. And I was just like, she didn't twist it, but she just didn't get it when I tried to come to her. And she denied it, acting like I just made it up or some shit. And I'm sure that's what she was thinking. So she's not really a prophet. She's just God trying to help her, and she's just not getting it. But so I ended up there, and it was this auditorium or whatever. It was such a long story. Paul Begley, he was there and all this shit, and I saw the planet get blown up from underground. So all those fires just flume from one side of the earth to the other. For some reason, it looked like a ball back then. I don't know if I was like manipulated or what, but it might have been my psychology too. But it looked like a big old ball. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like the globe. Even though I don't believe in the globe, I'm telling you the truth. I don't believe in the globe, but I'll tell you the truth. In that dream, it looked like the globe. And it was just whoosh, 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 from one side of the planet to the other. And I was just like, I started crying, because I felt responsible, because I understood my power. And I saw what happened in the other dream. It was that same purple fire from the world that I was in when I came down that roller coaster. It was that same purple plasma. But when I saw it, it came out of thin air, out of a portal or something. But when I saw it on the TV, it was this old TV that Paul Begley had in his office. And because I was asking him, how did you know you could transfer my energy? How did you know that I'm basically made out of pure energy? I'm not like a regular person. Because I had been another robot before that. And it was Bill Gates, relating to the COVID thing. I saw that ahead of time. He was trying to turn this, like, I don't know if he's trying to turn us into robots or whatever, but I remember being in this like transparent building, and he was trying to show off stuff, and I guess I was a part of it. It's like this one of his robots or something. And then I was like, how did you know you could transfer me? Like I told him. And then Paul Begley transferred me, because I saw that I was a robot in this other one. But now I was a new robot, and it was a better robot, like kind of symbolic of the rapture. So like I was like, I guess they upgraded me now, and I could smell the new car smell. but it wasn't like you're smelling it. It was like in my whole body. Like my whole body was just, I could smell the new robot stuff. And then it was weird, like one of the weirdest experiences ever in a dream. And then, like I said, I got up the steps, and then I don't know how the hell I got up the steps as a robot. I didn't have legs. I was like more like the roller kind, if I remember correctly. I think I could see myself. I don't remember. But I somehow got up the steps. Maybe I was just moving at the speed of thought. And then I was up there, and like I said, he showed me that. I started crying. And then my mom was already there because, as we all know, she passed away well before I'm going to pass away, probably. Unless I pass away soon. She was already there, and she was different. She was like how I remember her before she got on crack. And respectable, and I don't know, no bullshit. She's basically like, she came over and hugged me, and she said, stop being a crybaby or something like that. She was like, stop being a crybaby, and gave me a hug. And I stopped being a robot, and I became a kid, like a little kid, about the same size as the robot. I don't know what that means. We're robots, but we don't know it or what. But yeah, yeah, man, a lot of stuff. But that nigga talked about my mom, bro. That first round, yeah, he got away. I didn't notice he had cut my ear though. I found out later. I didn't feel it when we were swinging that first round. But when I got home, I realized my ear was bleeding. He had a ring on. My friend brought it up. He was like, he had a ring on, man. The one I came to the fight with. And that same friend probably kept me from killing that guy. Because that second round, because I had learned about punching from that one guy, I no longer put people in headlocks. I boxed them. I could always throw a punch, even when I was a little kid. Naturally. I didn't need nobody to teach me it. And, I mean, I learned that it was effective from getting hit by one. And then I started just naturally throwing them when I got into the next fight, which was with that guy that talked about my mom. Like I said, so in that second round, he was tired still. Remember I told you he was tired from the first round? He was like a big fat guy. I mean, he's not fat. He's just bigger. He was a little bigger than me. You know, I'm a big guy. And he... What do you do? That's that. Oh, so it can actually highlight stuff? That's interesting. Maybe I'll have to try that. And then make another video where it's just that, you know, and not all my talking. But he was tired, basically. So they said the next round started. I knew he was tired, so I just punched him. I punched him, he ain't even dodged. He didn't do nothing. He just sat there, ate the punch. It wasn't like he ate it very good, though, because he was on his toe. His other foot was off the ground from the punch. It's like I always hit like a ton of bricks. You know, he was like way out of my weight class. I hit him, and his whole body flew over to one side. Because I was mad. This dude talked about my mom, bro. Like, I'm going to hit you 10 times harder if you talk about, like, somebody that I really fucking care about. I'm going to hit you 10 times fucking harder. And I'm not even going to know I did it. Like, I was just like, man, I got this fucker. I mean, he went all the way over. His face was like 1 foot off the ground. He was like about to hit the ground with his face, and he was like on 1 foot, leaned all the way off to the side off that hook. And I took my left hand after I hit him with the right to make him go off to the left. I can still see it to right now. He was way off to the left. And I took my left hand, even though he was all the way down to the ground, damn near. I hit him and made him go all the way the other damn direction and flew all the way over and damn near flipped him. He because I guess I hit harder with my left. I don't know. My left is, I'm left-handed though, I'll say that. But I'm ambidextrous when it comes to boxing. I'm ambidextrous. And when it comes to kickboxing, I'm better with my left foot. My right foot is like my back foot. So, but I can do southpaw as well with my feet, but then my left foot becomes my power foot though. But it's still my better foot. I could do any attack with my left foot, any attack without any practice. It's just natural. But my right foot, for some goddamn reason, it just doesn't. It's just so. It's trash in my opinion. So, but my punching, either hand, doesn't matter. Either stance, it doesn't matter. I never miss punches. I literally never miss punches. I don't miss punches, like, at all. And like, I don't understand how people miss punches. It's not like basketball, where you got to get all the angles right. You got to make sure you're gripping the ball, all this dumb shit. You got to make sure you shoot it with one hand instead of two. When I first started playing basketball, I shot it with two hands. And that really fucked me up later, I'll tell you. But at first, I literally just shot it with two hands. I didn't even try to use one hand, so I was good at it. Because I'm ambidextrous, so like I would just shoot with both. And it worked really good, actually. And I would use the backboard like Tim Duncan. And I would shoot probably, I was really good at doing that, actually. Surprisingly. But then I started to try and learn how to shoot with one hand. It fucked me up really, like I should have just maybe kept shooting with two hands, to be honest. It was just, I don't know why people shoot with one hand, to be honest, to this day. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Why use one hand? You can shoot so much further with two. Like, it never made sense to me. It still doesn't. Like, I was way better with two. It's like, I swear they teach you the wrong shit in this world. But anyway, so I hit him, he fell over, and then I wasn't done when he fell over. I was like, nah, this nigga talked about my mom, bro. I didn't know anything about how powerful I was. I didn't know anything. I knew this. I mean, this guy's way bigger than me. He's like 50% bigger than me. Like, so I'm thinking, like, I'm not even, I didn't even care about his weight. I just wanted to beat him up. And he fell over. I got on his back before he even knew what happened, and put my legs around his head from behind and started pounding him in his temples. Just left hooks to his temples. I did that like 7 times, maybe 10, I don't know. I was just gonna keep hitting him. I wasn't even thinking, bro. I wasn't even thinking. I could have killed that guy. But my friend, thank God, thank fucking God, because I would have been juvenile, in a worse situation, maybe not been who I am now. My friend, he saved me, man. He saved that guy more than anything, but he saved me from ruining my record, and murdering a person. Because I had no idea I was going to kill that guy. I had no idea. I was just going to keep hitting him, bro, for real. I don't know when I was going to stop. Maybe when he knocked out or something. I don't know. For some reason, I just kept hitting him. I don't know what I was thinking. I just don't know. Like, it was really fucked up at me. I had no mercy on that guy. I had no idea why I did that to him. But my friend, he grabbed me and he was like, stop. You're gonna hurt him or something. I don't know if he said kill him or hurt him. He said you're gonna do something bad to him. You know what I mean? And I was just like, oh shit, okay. So then I snapped out of it, and then I let him go, and then I got up. I didn't hit him again. As soon as my friend said that, it was a white boy. He was one of my best friends, man. I miss that nigga, bro. He's one of my best fucking friends, man. He might have been I don't know, more than a regular person, man. Because he saved me from fucking shit up that day. And most people will not come to a fight with you. You know what I mean? Most people are not going to come to a fight with you. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people there, though. I was pretty popular, like I said. People treated me totally different when my face was messed up. People used to really admire me and shit for some goddamn reason, just because I looked good or something. And I remember there was this one black girl at the school. She was not my type. She was not my type at all. She was the only, like, one of the few black people at that school. It was like hardly any black people in that neighborhood back then. But now there's a lot of black people. I'm kind of jealous because, like, that girlfriend I was telling you about, not girlfriend, but my friend that was a female, man, she was the perfect snow bunny, man. She was the perfect, I loved her, man. Me and her were so cool. And we used to talk every day, man. Even though I looked real good, I was like, I didn't understand how good looking I was. And what, I mean, she looked like Love Randallin. If you know who that is, like, she's like the perfect pog, man, I'll tell you. Like, she's just so good looking. I mean, like, this bitch was a 10, bro. I mean, a perfect fucking 10. She didn't have big lips or whatever. I didn't care though, but her body was just so perfect, like her hips, everything. And like, what happened? When I got my shit fucked up, it was different, man. Like, she just ran off crying when she saw how my face had got fucked up. Like, and I don't blame her, bro. Like I remember there was some desperate guys at the school that used to sing songs to her. It was like one of the few black people there. This guy was so desperate, he used to sing to her, try to get her and shit. And I was like, nigga, you don't even know she's mine, nigga. Until I got my face fucked up, of course. But I didn't even come back to school after that happened. I came back like one time because we had to move and all this shit. And so I couldn't even come back to school. It sucks because my life got fucked up right when it was about to get good, man. Like right when I was coming to puberty, you know what I mean? This was about to get so good. I couldn't, oh man, it would have been so fun just to stay there. And I got so jealous because I didn't get to stay there and have fun like I was supposed to. But all these other idiots get to grow up there and ruin the image I created there. Because to me, I created a good image of colored people there. But these idiots, I know they're just ruining it there. They're just ruining it there. I already know. And I don't know. I just wish I had been able to stay there and have fun. But I'm happy I didn't, because I probably would have been in La La Land like the rest of you guys are. I'm happy I came back to the ghetto because I got to see reality, man. This is so different in the ghetto from when you're in suburbia. It's completely different. Completely different. You come back here, it's totally different, bro. And you get to see black people are not like in the movies. There are some people in the black community that are like what you see in the movies. But I think that's a product of the movies. You know what I mean? I think that's because they see it. When I first came back here, I was so scared of my own goddamn people. It's so funny because I knew so many people here. And then, ironically, I had a really one of my best friends when I first lived here. This is the ghetto, remember? Not the white neighborhood anymore. When I first was young with my dad, because I started out here, I had a lot of friends or whatever, and one of them was this really tall white person. Really fucking tall. This motherfucker, if I was smoking weed and stunting my growth, basically, I would have been tall as shit too. Because this nigga ended up like 6'8". This dude ended up like 6'8". And I remember I wasn't much shorter than him when I was growing up. So I probably would have ended up like 6'7", or not 6'7", or 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", or something. But definitely taller than I am now. But mistakes are made, when you're young, if you don't have guidance. And I came back and I saw him at the basketball court, and I was like, "What's up, man? How you been? I haven't seen you in a long time, man." And because my face was so fucked up, he didn't recognize me. I was so mad, bro. I was like, "What the fuck up with these white people not recognizing me, bro? Like, for real, there's something wrong with y'all, bro." It's like, just because I don't have that white looking nose that I was born with, that my doctor, the doctor wouldn't even give me when I showed him my picture. He's like, "I'm not gonna give you a white woman's nose." I'm like, "Nigga, it's not a white woman's nose. It's a Cuban fucking nose. It's a Cuban fucking nose, nigga. That's why." And then my dad's got a nose like that. He's not fucking Cuban. It's like, my mom has that kind of nose. My dad does too. And my dad's not Cuban. He's mixed with all kinds of African. Got like 12 tribes of Africa, and like a lot of other stuff, some Asians and some other stuff. And you wouldn't know it if you looked at him though, And I'm just like, this nigga he ain't gonna let me have my nose back, bro. I ain't never gonna have the satisfaction to have my normal fucking face that looked so goddamn perfect, bro. So goddamn perfect. This nigga was so jealous of the way I looked as a little fucking kid. God forbid he see me as an adult. And you know what this nigga did? He made me give it a little piece of my fucking ear. They were already trying to sabotage me, bro. He took a little piece of my ear that wasn't even necessary, bro. The shit was crooked. All you had to do was straighten it out. This nigga wanted to take a piece of my ear to make me look worse, bro. And I've been sabotaged my whole life, bro. Doctors, my teacher not telling me to switch classes when I'm at a B average in college and I'm taking this shit serious. Like, he didn't tell me to switch classes. He just let me keep coming to class for a whole month. Because this is when they really started sabotaging me, because I had met Morpheus. And they hadn't run me off the road yet, but this is when they started to fuck with me. Like, it started in school. They didn't tell me to switch classes for a month, so I had to drop out instead of actually getting a degree, which I would have had, definitely. And it would have been a whole nother situation now. And then they started ramaging my car every time it was at the house, every fucking time. My brother had a 350Z. They didn't fuck with his car, but they wanted to fuck with my little cheap ass car. My car was cheap. I didn't even say what it was. It was some cheap ass car, and they were fucking with my car over and over again, just because of who I was, bro. Like, then they ran me off the road twice. The first time I was with my girlfriend, and she's the one who actually ended up becoming like a serious fucking enemy later. She is seriously crazy now. She's the one I ended up breaking up with the first one to go with. I mean, I was already gonna break up with the first one, and I was sitting there, and I saw the second one walking down the street. And even though my face is all fucked up, I had no problem with women. Like, what was it? I walked her home or whatever, and me and her started dating or whatever. And then I was driving home with her, and then this motherfucker, it was a rainy day, and then this white woman with her kids in the car. That's how controlled these people are. She goes from the middle lane, and I'm in the left turning lane, and she turns into my car from the middle lane with her kid in the car, with her fucking kid in the car. That's how controlled these people are. And I'm just like, I go over to the other lane to get away from her, but it's raining. I can't really slow down. I didn't want to slow down because I didn't want her to hit us. I wanted to keep going forward and let her take her turn, right? So I go all the way to the other lane, and all the way like into the other fucking traffic. There's no cars coming on that side, so I go over there to get away from her, because I could see her in the corner of my eye, coming to get me. And you know what this bitch does? This is how bad this situation was. And then wait till you hear the rest of it. This bitch went past the turn. She went way past the turn. Way past the turn. And she hit the side of my car. It was like she was trying to hit me. I kept going straight. I did not really slow down. I went to get away from her, so she kept her speed. She probably didn't sped up to keep up with me while turning. She was trying to hit me, bro. And she hit the side of my car, slammed us into the damn curb. Thank God my girlfriend wasn't hurt, even though she's a bitch now. I'm happy she wasn't hurt. And guess what? Guess what the white cop said? Even though you could see the skid marks of how I tried to avoid her, and she went way past her turn. You know what this white cop said? I didn't know how racist y'all were back then. I had no idea. Trust me, I had no idea. There wasn't a bitch shoot back then. You know, there wasn't that shit, so I hadn't known how angry you people are and crazy y'all. I just thought that was the past. I thought that was the past. I thought that shit was horrible, but I thought that was the past. But little did I know. This was one of my first tastes of racism, that I didn't even know it was racism. I just thought, I didn't know what to think at that time. I didn't know it was racism at that point. Now I know, it's clear as day. But when I was young, you know, I just didn't know. This motherfucker literally like said it was my fault. And I went to court, and the woman didn't even show up to court, man. She didn't even show up to court, so I won the case. If she showed up, God knows what would have happened. They probably would have gave it to her, even though it was clearly not her. It was clearly her fault, man. It wasn't my fault. It was clear as day it was her fault. And so that's when they were trying to get me. And then about less than a year later, right when the moment I fixed my car, the whole time I was driving my car, I was hooking it up, putting money into it. That's why I got mad at my dad about keeping the car, keeping the money from the car when I got the settlement. Because, yeah, I could drive the car off that first time. The second time, I literally just got the check engine fixed. If you ever have a check engine on your car, fix it. Because while it's on, your car is in emergency mode. So you're going to lose 30% of your horsepower. I found that out the hard way. I went to the dyno because I had put a lot of money in that car. I changed every bolt-on you could imagine. Every fucking bolt-on you could imagine. Learned a lot about cars. And my friend was helping me build it, and his dad, the same friend that I went and I manifested that money in his car, and he tried to get me to get him a girlfriend or whatever too. And I told him he'd have to marry her, but then he didn't know how to treat the woman. When it was a woman he already knew it should have happened, but he didn't know what he was doing. It was a Latino guy. He was a good friend of mine, and he taught me a lot about cars, a lot. And God bless his soul, he passed away not too long ago. As a young man from drinking. That's what I heard. He had a liver. He needed another liver, and I don't think he could get it. And you know, I've seen him in my dreams recently. You know, it's just sad, man. But him and his dad were helping me build the car. His dad was an asshole though, because his dad told me he was going to give me this turbo, because I had done every other bolt-on but the turbo, every other one, because I wanted to be able to pass the emissions test. That's why I tell you niggas that say that dude in that video that had that catback exhaust, he doesn't have a Cadillac converter. It's a catback exhaust that gets rid of the fucking Cadillac converter. I know how that shit works. It's basically from the headers all the way back. I know my fucking cars, bro. And I used to be the same nigga. I used to be just like these niggas riding up and down that road. But I only rode up and down that road next to where I live because it's a nice straightaway to test out my car. Like if I had an ECU, I'm telling you, I did everything in that car. And I had to, when I had them do the dyno, I had them put the ECU on it at the same time. And I hadn't really learned about the check engine light problem yet. I should have figured it out when I put it on the dyno. And then after all these upgrades I had put on it, it was a stock. It was a stock power. And I was losing all these goddamn races. I was sabotaged again. My mechanic, I ain't gonna lie, my boy, I don't know if he did it on purpose or what, but these upgrades and shit, it fucked up the, you know, I think it was something I did too, because I was doing this little ghetto kind of upgrade that I bought off eBay that really didn't do nothing but except fuck up my check engine light. And I'm pretty sure that's where the problem was coming from. I don't think it was the upgrades my boy did, but it could have been. But I'm not sure if he knew, because he never told me that the car, when it has a check engine light, I don't think he knew about that, you know, about the lost power. So, like, I'm not going to say it was intentional, but, you know, his dad was an asshole because he used to drive my car around when I gave him wanted to get the turbo. And he got me so many fucking tickets, bro. This nigga was riding my goddamn car around. And one of these niggas at his shop took my fucking CDs, bro. That shit pissed me off so fucking bad because those my girlfriend gave me those. And the music, I really liked it. I really liked the fucking music, and they stole my goddamn music, bro. I guess they liked it too. Little motherfuckers. Pissed me off so fucking bad. I basically got all these tickets, made my insurance go through the roof. Like, made it to the point where my dad is like questioning my sanity. Like, and he's not wanting to keep me having the car and shit. To the point where when I did lose my car, they were setting it up, bro. This nigga was, I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose, man. Like, cause this nigga had my car for so long, bro. I couldn't even drive my own goddamn car, waiting for this nigga to give me my turbo, bro. He had held that car for so goddamn long, just driving my fucking car. I was pissed like shit, bro. And of course he's illegal, so he can go right back to Mexico where he came from if he has problems. He's done it several times. Like, he'd have problems and he'd flee back to Mexico. I didn't hate on him, bro. I was just mad he did that shit, bro. Like, I had no problem with him besides that. Nothing. And, what was I gonna say? It's just been, my life been sabotaged from the beginning, bro. I haven't had to be the satisfaction of anything. When I was about to finally have fun with my girlfriend in middle school, you know, me and her would have been sweethearts forever because of that. Like, how young we met each other. Like, and she would have been very happy with me because I looked fucking flawless. They fucked my face up. And then on top of that, we got to move. Even if my face didn't get fucked up, we had to move. You know what I mean? Even if she had got over that shit, instead of, you know, she was crying because she was upset. What happened to me? What the fuck she... And then, so I didn't even get to enjoy puberty because that ended up a little awkward. It didn't take me long to meet another girl where I moved to, but it's not the same. Meeting some bitch later in life compared to when you're younger. You just don't got the same kind of bond. But she was still my high school sweetheart, though. And I almost married her. We had a license, like I told you, but I broke it off with her because she was fucking around. And then that's when that shadow person came out of her and tried to, you know, get me or whatever, but it stopped halfway across the ceiling or whatever and had me paralyzed or whatever. And I'm just like, man, this is what I gotta deal with now. I love black women. I love them. They're very beautiful women. They're great. That's why I'm more compatible with white women. I don't know why. I just am. Like all the white women I met, I just felt more compatible with. They're just, I'm not as attracted to them. Except for that woman I knew, the girl I knew in middle school that was crying because my face got all fucked up. Yeah, I was really attracted to her. Cause she was like a 10, you know what I mean? And, but, you know, this is something different about a colored woman, man. Like, I've been with white women before, or whatever. They're nice or whatever. Some of them are very nice. I just feel more compatible with them. But at the same time, it's not really a true compatibility. It's just like, I don't know. We're both good looking. We're not about drama. Like, black women are about drama, bro. That's what I don't like about them. They're so fucking dramatic. And then they play games. White women don't do that. White women are like, if they like you, y'all gonna get it on. It's just that simple. If they like you, you're an attractive man, they'll date you. They don't even care if you got money. I don't think. I don't know. Like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe now, I don't know. But I mean, they're less likely to care about that because they have money. They're not like these ghetto bitches that never had money. So all they think about is fucking money. That's what I noticed about these people. When I came back here, all these people just talk about it's coming around here. I hate it. I hate being around here because I can't network. Half of the people don't even speak English around here. I can't even network these people, bro. Half of them don't speak English. The other half are on drugs. The other half are on goddamn drugs. You know what I mean? Like in the white neighborhood, I would meet people and they could have been like real, like if I had stayed in that neighborhood, the type of people I knew, like millionaires and shit. You know the kind of like networking that would have been for me? The kind of networking I would have had? Intelligent fucking people. Really intelligent people. They're not doing drugs. They're doing, you know? Man, my life would have been completely different. Completely fucking different. Y'all probably wouldn't even be hearing from me right now. Like, for real. I'd probably just sitting somewhere on a beach, living the life, bro. Living the goddamn life. The school system was better there. Coming back here, I was like, it's the first time I ever got honor roll when I came back here. Because I knew exactly what their test was going to be for 2 years straight. I knew all the answers. The school system around here sucks, bro, in the ghetto. And it's not even a real ghetto. It's just close to the city. Any place where there's a lot of population, I call it a ghetto. I don't care if it's New York, Manhattan. I don't care if it's California. Like, if there's a lot of people there, it's a ghetto. Period. Like, and you're going to have drugs. You're going to have drugs because too many fucking people around. Like, none of the people I know around here are worth anything, bro. Except for maybe like a couple of people. Yeah, they're interesting to talk to here and there, some of them. And most of them ain't doing shit, bro. Most of them ain't doing shit. The ones that are doing stuff, you ain't gonna see them. You ain't gonna run into them. Like, it's a world of difference, bro. Like, and people just don't understand. Like, I keep telling my parents, like, y'all got all this money. Why the fuck are y'all in the ghetto, bro? Like, I would never live here, bro. Like, I tell you, when I get my inheritance, I'm selling that shit. And, like, not all of it. Like, I'm selling this house, for example, where I'm at right now. And I'm just gonna go out, like Frederick, somebody, we're out, like, a real suburb where it's cheap. It's cheaper out there, too. And just live off the interest, bro. Live off 30% of that shit every year. It's like gonna be a few $100,000 if it's a million that I get. If I get 2 of the other houses like I should, which I doubt I will, because I'm pretty sure my aunt and them are going to hold on to them and just rent them out, because that's how the way they understand, they think it's the way to live. But I'm just going to live a good, healthy fucking life then. At that point, that's when, if it doesn't happen by then, at that point you're going to see the world change, because then I'm going to actually have peace. I'm not going to be sitting out here listening to all this goddamn noise. And that's why I get mad at y'all, because y'all let me go through all this situation. I've been telling y'all for a long time it's bad. And if I go work, what am I gonna do? Go live in a car? Like, it's pointless, man. So I'm just sitting here doing what I can do until then. If I was working, would I have time to make this video? No, I wouldn't. And the main reason I don't work is because the devil. He like whenever I schedule something, and I remember my friend's dad, he told me this. He was like, I was like, why don't you, why do you do this and that? He's like, man, I ain't letting nobody know what I'm doing ahead of time. Now I understand why he said that. Because every time I schedule something, when I try to sleep, there's all this shit that starts fucking randomly happening. Like, if they know I have to get up, something will happen. So that they try and mess up my sleep or something, like, so I can't meet the appointment. So if I'm doing, like, that's just every once in a while when I have appointments. If it was something like, I gotta go to work every single day, you know what kind of games they're gonna be playing with me? Because they're gonna know exactly where I'm at specific times. You know what kind of hell they're gonna put me through? Like, you really don't know. You really don't. You ain't experienced shit if you don't know about that, bro. Like, most of you ain't gonna know about it because you're not me. Like, oh god, they will fucking be zapping me with weapons that whole goddamn night to make sure I don't make that goddamn appointment. That's what they'll be doing. So I was just like, nah, I'm just not gonna do it. That's the main reason I don't work. That's the main goddamn reason. Is that. Didn't happen when I was younger. It only been happening since, they've been starting to stomp on my room and all that dumb shit to fuck with my sleep or whatever. That's why I'm in a tent in the backyard. Because when I went to live in the house with my dad, this nigga, he would bang all over the place. He'd bang on the walls. He would stomp on the ground. Because I'm not on the basement, so he can't stomp on the ceiling. But he would stomp on the ground. And there's no carpet in his house, of course, because he's an idiot. And so I feel every little vibration. I feel all those goddamn vibrations. And then he's always in my space. He's always coming in my space. And, like, I'd rather work than be there. To be honest, I'd rather be on a schedule dealing with niggas fucking with my sleep than living in the house with that dude. Like, at least then I could buy my own, live in my car or whatever. And eventually it would get better. But, I mean, sometimes I think about doing it for that anyway. Maybe I could just finance a car. That's why they took my car first, you see? Before they showed me their true colors, that my family was against me and shit, first they came for my car. Until they got my car, they didn't show their true colors. They acted like everything was cool. Once they got my car, then they all started to show their real colors. Because they knew they had me stuck in the goddamn house with them. And then literally, an angel came to me while I was in the house, because all the stomping and shit, he told me he was glowing. And he paralyzed me, but not in a fearful way. It was just from power. But I could partly move my head, but my body wouldn't move. Maybe that's how the real world works. You don't use your body, you use your head or your brain or something. So I was able to turn, basically just like a big eye, towards him, but my body was stiff. I couldn't move it. And he was just glowing, man. He was glowing. I couldn't tell his skin tone. He looked like he was like middle complexion, not dark, definitely not pitch black. I could tell that much. There's niggas that think the angels are all pitch black people. You're crazy as shit. That's Cain, bro. That's not the same as Shem. Shem is not pitch fucking black. Like, Shem, like, he can look like whatever, but this angel is like middle complexion. I would guess, but I couldn't tell. He was glowing so bright, I couldn't tell what his skin complexion was. And his features, I couldn't hardly tell either, but he looked kind of Middle Eastern. He had good features, I think. And he was just glowing. I couldn't tell his eyes from the rest of him. It was just glowing. And he was like, "You're gonna be delivered." He started real slow, real fucking slow, like he was from a different universe or something. And he was trying to slow himself down so I could hear him, or like so it could translate to me. There's some kind of weird thing going on, where he started real fucking slow. And then as he sped up, as he said the rest of the words, his words got faster and faster, even though it was only 3 words. I could somehow tell he was accelerating the whole time. Me, when I just did it just now, I only did 2 different speeds. He did like 5, 7 different speeds in just 3 words. I don't know how the fuck he did it. Like, and when he was speaking at the end of his speaking, he was speaking so fast I could hardly understand him. And I'm sure that's why he slowed it down for me. It was just so he could calibrate it so I could make sure I hear it. Because I think they talk extremely fast. And he was right. I got delivered from that house. It happened because of that fight with my brother. I got restrained from the house. And it was a good thing. Because, you know, when I was there, I died one time because of all the stomping. I had internal bleeding. And when I died that time... Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you about how I died the first time. When I died well, let me tell you the second time first. The second time, it's just like I ended up looking at Earth, I thought. Remember how I saw it as a ball before? This time I saw it totally different. It looked like a goddamn Christmas tree. I ain't gonna lie, it looked like a Christmas tree upside down. The stars of heaven looked like a Christmas tree too. It looked like a Christmas tree upside down. And we were on the surface of it. And like the bottom part of it, of the Christmas tree. And then it got more narrow as it went down. Kind of like a pyramid, but like a Christmas tree. It's swirling down. And space was just pitch black. And it was, I don't think it was moving. But I think I was. It was like I was looking at it, but I was going up a little bit. And then next thing I knew, I was like on a train. I was on the train and there were other people on the train. And it looked like we were going to the North Pole. I don't know how I knew, but it felt like we were going to the North Pole or something. And there were other people on there and we were talking about stuff. And then next thing I knew, I was really tripped out about the North Pole though. I was like, what the fuck is Santa Claus? Santa Claus is real? I thought Santa Claus was fake, man. I was starting to think Santa Claus is real and shit. Like, I was tripping, bro. I was tripping hard. I was dead like shit, though. And then I came back to my body. And, you know, it was painful and shit. So I left the house. And I was kind of mad at God. I was like, why the fuck you let him kill me, man? Why you let him fucking kill me? Piece of shit. I was mad. I ain't gonna lie. I'm making a joke about calling him piece of shit. But, you know, I was mad, bro. Because I let God, I left my life in God's hands. Because I had that kind of faith, bro. I was that kind of crazy motherfucker, bro. I would go to the absolute extreme for God, bro. I had absolute faith in God that he was going to help me. Because I knew he was real because all the shit I was doing. But I was mad that he wasn't protecting me. I was like, why the fuck don't you protect me? But I think it has to do with how I didn't protect myself. I just left myself there, you know? Endured it until I bled inside. And it was hard, man, trying to recover. The hardest part was trying to recover while being having more attacks. More fucking attacks. Like, you know how fucked that was? Trying to recover, knowing I ain't got no help. No one's gonna help me. You know how that fucking felt, bro. So when that angel told me I was going to be delivered, I felt good. I felt good about that. I didn't know exactly what he meant, but I had a feeling he was what he meant. And then I ended up out of there. And I gradually healed up over time. It took a while. And I remember my brother did stop stomping right when I died. And he didn't stomp again. I think I stayed in the house, but I think I might have left and went to the church That's where I met God. Not that same night, but I used to always go to the church to get away from them, to just stay away. And at first I would actually go into the church, the congregation, and just hang out with the people there. But then I realized they're evil, because they would harass me, and they were pretentious, and they were all about money and showing off their money. That's all they were about. That's why I call people in the church bull crap, because they're there for money. They're there like to show off their money, and at the same time they think God's gonna bring money to them. Like, I can tell that's all they care about, is like looking good, and like they're cliquey. They stay in cliques, and whoever has the fanciest car, they're the most popular person in the church. I remember this girl. She had a really intelligent dad. She had a really intelligent dad. Me and her dad was so like, I was close as shit with a lot of people, but there were also those cliquey people, you know? It was mostly the younger people. The younger people were cliquey, but the older people knew what it really was. And so the older people I got along with really good, because they understood, they could see my aura and shit. Like, they could tell I was like a godly man. Like, I lived that shit, you know? They could tell. So I got along with them real good. One of them I got along with so much, he tried to get me to date his daughter. And his daughter was beautiful, bro. His daughter was so beautiful. And she really was. She really was. She was so beautiful. A darker skinned lady, but with really good features. Like, just like how I have like what they would call a white woman's nose, or not even a white woman, a white person's nose, or a Latino person's nose. There's plenty of black people with those kind of noses. Plenty of black people. Just like my friend that looked kind of like Eddie Murphy. He had that kind of nose. And his sister did. And so his daughter looked so beautiful. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, sure, you know. Let me meet her, you know. And then me and her get to talking. She just like, I could tell she wasn't going for it or whatever. At first she kind of was. But after a while, she kind of like went back to her cliques and shit with the people with the nice cars and stuff. And I'm just like, man, I wish I still had my car. I bet this bitch would be pressed if she saw my car. I mean, it wasn't a crappy car. I'll just tell you straight up, it was an old Honda Civic EX with a VTEC. And it was that nice model, like the 90s model that looks so fucking cool. The late 90s model. Everybody wants that model now, in my opinion. I would prefer that one over the new ones. It looks so fucking cool, especially the Type R one. Oh, the Type R one looks so cool. And once I get my money going, I'm gonna get the exact same car. If I can find it, I'm just gonna get it again, and I'm gonna hook it up, and I'm gonna have my pleasure. I'm gonna have my fun driving the car that shit had a long time ago, but the devil robbed it from me. Or run me out the car the road the second time. But the first time I died, I was at the house. I mean, that was when I got stabbed in the hand, remember? And I was bleeding, and I went to my friend Nama's house, and my brother ran out chasing a dog that doesn't exist. And I was too tired to tell him, like I didn't know where he was going. He just ran off. I didn't know where he was going. I found out later he thought it was a dog that bit me, and that's why he ran off. And I was sitting there looking at the TV, laying down looking at the TV. And I remember looking at like Aladdin or something like on the TV. I'm pretty sure it was Aladdin. And then I basically died. I died, and when I died, I don't know if it was because I was looking at the TV screen or that's how reality works. Because like in the Matrix, it was a whole bunch of TV screens. That's what I saw. But they were really small and far away. Either small or far away. And I could barely tell that they were TV channels. And they were all flipping by really fast. Really fucking fast. And it felt like I landed on one of them like a roulette. Like the Wheel of Fortune. Like I ended up at one of them. Like maybe a different universe, right? Because I swear my life was totally different afterwards. My brother changed. Everything changed for the worse. Like, I need to get back to my old original universe. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'm in like a coma there or something. And I dreamed up this whole place. I be thinking that. But yeah, that was the second time I passed. I mean, the first time I passed away. And eventually I came to, and I was still there. And you know, the fucked up thing is they tried to kill me again. Guess what they did? Guess what they fucking did, bro? When I was bleeding like that, and then when I got to the hospital, guess what they did? Because my mom wasn't there because she was on crack, guess what they did? They would not operate on me. They were going to let me die. They were going to let me die. You hear me? Little fucking kid, man. Because I got a piece of shit mother, they were going to let me die, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing I got to give my dad. I owe him my life because of that, technically. And that's why I've had mercy on him several times, even though he's fucked me up so bad with these demons and shit he carries. I mean, he's done serious damage. Like, I thought my brother was fucking me up. Like, nah, my dad's way worse. Like, literally, his demons make me feel like I got bombs going off in my chest. Like, that's what they feel like. And, yeah, yeah, but he saved me that day, because he came from wherever he was all the way up to where I was, and then they operated on me and gave me my stitches in my hand. I was literally sitting in the operating room, not the operating room, in the waiting room. They had me sitting in the waiting room bleeding to death, bro. They didn't stitch up nothing. I think they put a band-aid on it or something, and I threw up. Everybody was looking at me like, why the fuck is this little kid in here? Why is this little kid sitting here bleeding to death? Like, that's what people are looking at me like. These niggas been trying to kill me. Like, for real, they've been trying to kill me. Like, I ain't never heard of no dumb shit like that. I never heard of nothing like that in my life. That they'll just let you sit there bleed to death. Just because your parents don't come. Just because your parents don't come. I should, like, that's the world we live in, bro. You're bleeding to death. Got a gaping hole in your hand. And they just let you sit there with some bandages. Well, when I started to throw up, I threw up some white shit or something out of me. And then they finally took me to the back. Even then, they didn't operate on me. They just had me sitting there out of sight, because they didn't want nobody to see me just die there. You see what I mean? They're gonna let me sit there until I died in the back. That's what they were gonna do. Like, oh, there's one less blackie. Oh God, if I was white, that would not have happened. Guaranteed. No way in hell. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of shit I just talked about, but let me get back to the story. How long is this? Yeah, that's already another part.